Welcome, dear learners, to my YouTube channel on blockchain technology and digital currencies. And today we'll be looking at the part 1 of Project Catalyst, Fund10. Fund10 is new to almost all of us, so but I think some of us here have a little knowledge than others, so but since we are all expressing interest in reviewing proposals this time around, some have even put in proposals, then it is good we at least get everyone to a certain level where you will be able to take part. You'll be able to take part in the assessment process, so that at the end of the day you learn something from it, aside receiving incentives maybe for doing a good proposal review job. But you also learn from proposals that are submitted on idea scale, the various challenges you learn, and a lot of you, or maybe even all of us, will learn how to actually put in proposals, how to structure the proposals, so that maybe in subsequent funding rounds, if you also have a proposal to turn into idea scale, I think it becomes much easier for you. So we are not only focused on being incentivized in the review process, but though that is a core thing, but at the end of the day, you are also you also learn a lot taking part in the process. All right, so let me share my screen with you all. Okay, so like I said, I am going to start from the very basics. I'm going to ideally I should have started from how to create an idea scale account, but I am not going to look at that. I'm not going to look at that now. I'm not going to look at that in this lesson, but there's a video I'm working on which I actually explained how to create an account on idea scale. I know some of you are on this call, you are new to the entire process, how to even create idea scale account, how to create a wallet. Yes, I think I'll push the video out on my YouTube channel, then you'll be able to you'll be able to watch that video and actually take part. All right, okay, so let's get started. Okay. Admit all. I'm getting traffic on my. Okay, so can you all see my screen?
Yes, please.
Yeah, we can.
All right, okay, that's fine. Okay, so to those of you just joining. So we'll be looking, much of our focus is on idea scale. If you have, so it's a platform. So idea scale, once you type idea scale, is a broad suite. So but Cardano has an account on idea scale. So when you want to interact with Project Catalyst, then you have to log into idea scale. So that is, the URL is ideascale.com. So once you search for rate or follow the URL, it will take you to the Cardano idea scale platform. So this is where most of the work will be done. Yes, so to create an account, like I said, all what you need to do is go to register. You go to register, then you provide some few details about yourself, your email address, then you provide a password that you use to always access the system, and you make sure you write it down. So you provide the email address, the password, then you confirm the password, then you register. So an activation mail will be sent to the email you provide here. So the email you provide here, an activation mail will be sent to it. So once you log on to that mail, then you click on activate the account. So once you activate the account, then you can now log in. So you will log in to your account on idea scale. So to log in, you just click on the login button, then it will ask you to enter your email. So I'm going to, which you use to register, so citelghana@gmail.com. so that is my email, and the password, which I won't mention to everyone since it's supposed to be private. So you key in your password, then if you want to stay logged in, then you can turn this on. But if you want to be logged out at a point, you can do so. So I'll hit on login. All right, can you see this can you see the page I have opened now? Hello?
Yes, clear.
Can you see this page?
Yes, please.
I am showing currently. Update your profile fields.
We can see now.
Okay.
Yeah, we are seeing.
All right. Okay. So once you log in, and so I'll entry that even if you can't do it now, but after the call, maybe those of you logging onto idea scale, maybe you have logged in for a very long time, and so this is what you will see. And so once you created the account, I think they'll ask you to provide your first name, last name, then select a username. So once you are done, I think it comes along with this interface as well. So you have the ability to register to participate as a reviewer. So but once you already have the account, and maybe you've logged in and have not really changed anything, you will still have this pop-up that is showing. Even if you don't have it, or maybe you are not sure of your registration, I think it's not closed yet. I think the deadline for proposal reviewers registration also left with some few days for this registration process to partake as a reviewer would also end, but it's still active. So, and there's a video that explains, so I'll entry that you try and watch this video as well. You try and watch it. I think I'll open it and share the URL with you if you have lost track of the URL. I'll share it with you. All right, so the first question is, would you like to participate as a reviewer in the community review stage? So if you want to, so previously in Fund10 we used to call it proposal assessors. So that's what you'll be asked to. So we had proposal assessors, that's PAs. Then we had the veteran proposal assessors, that is the VPA. But in Fund10, a lot of things have been changed. So now we have reviewers or proposal reviewers. So the first question, if you want to partake, then what you do is that you select, yes, I want to be a community reviewer. So if you don't select it, then and the registration docket closes, then you will not be able to participate as a reviewer in Fund10. So what you have to do is to select, yes, I want to be a community reviewer and I also understand the role. Good. So that is important. So once you select that, then the next item there is preferred challenges. So the preferred challenges here is, I think I received a lot of calls from some of you that they just chose anything, but they didn't really know what they were choosing. But what you are supposed to do is to read. So much of the detail is also here. Follow the link. This is a hyperlink, so you can be able to read. So I'm going to open that tab. We'll come back to this document later. So follow this link to learn more about the allocation. So in this field, you can indicate your preferred challenges for the random allocation of proposals to review. So in Fund10, another change that has happened is that, unlike previous funding rounds, where you could access from any challenge setting, maybe you could go to Grow Africa, Grow Cardano, you can go to dApps and integrations. You could just migrate to different challenge categories to access proposals. But now it's not going to be like that. So you will have to select maybe challenges where you think you'll be comfortable assessing proposals from. So it would have been good, maybe you had read around the challenge categories to actually know which of the challenges you'll be conversant in assessing proposals. Should they be allocated? Because the proposals are going to be allocated to you. So you will not go and review proposals of your choice, but they'll be allocated. So maybe, let's say, if you are allocated 30 proposals, is the Catalyst community in charge of the proposal allocation that will allocate the 30 proposals to you from your selections of the challenge categories. So maybe to do that, so I know from here, those of you who have already registered, some of you will still go back to edit and add some of the challenges if the edit is still active. So I think in my case, or if you're even a newbie, maybe starting reviews for the first time, this will also work for you. Startups and onboarding for students. I think it's a very cool place to assess proposal. So I will select it. So you see I've selected it. That is what is there. So I'll now come back, because this is not the only. But if you think it's only one challenge category you want to assess proposals from, you can just select one and proceed to the next steps. And I think that is fine. There is no problem with that. Then the next one is to still select those that apply to you. So in my case, I can still select more because I feel I am conversant with. So another one most of you can also select is Catalyst Open. So Catalyst Open is more or less like miscellaneous. So like different proposals are coming in. So definitely you'll be familiar with some proposal, but for the products and integrations, usually it has to do with software. So and they are a little bit technical, but if you are cool with it, why not? You can select them, and once you even go to read the campaign brief for that challenge category and understand what is required of proposers, then you'll be cool to access proposals there. So I will further add DREP improvement and onboarding, developer ecosystem, the evolution, and building on NFT. Is it NFT maker? So so I can select that as the last option. So I'm okay with that. But if you still want to add more, you can, or if you mistakenly selected one which you want to drop, all what you need to do is just to click on the X beside it. So once you click on the X, you see it disappears. So in that order. So now the next one is rewards. Please indicate your rewards address, starting with, so the address should start with ADDR. So it means this address should be copied from any native Cardano wallet. Yes, so, and to get this wallet address, then it means you have created a wallet already. And I think one of the common wallets usually we use is Uroi. Uroi wallet. So Uroi, you can get it on Play Store. You can get Uroi wallet on Play Store. You can also install it as an integration. Yeah, so you can download Uroi wallet either for Chrome, for Edge browser, for Firefox, for Android. So Android, that's Play Store. Then for iOS, that's Apple phones or Apple devices. So whichever applies to you, you download it. And so I'm sure it is assumed all of us here have an account, maybe have a Uroi account. Or is there anybody on this call who doesn't have a Uroi account? Please let us know. You can just raise your hand so we know. Raise your hand so we know. Is there anybody here who doesn't have a Uroi account? Okay. So so one person. So okay, so it's just one person who doesn't have a Uroi account. Okay. So you get in touch with me after this call, then I'll give you the guidelines on how to set up your Uroi account or your Uroi wallet. Okay. So let's get back. Okay, so so what we are going to do here is I have a web integration or a web extension of Uroi. So I'm going to open one of them. So this is one of my Uroi wallets, and I have some small ADA in there. I have 15 ADA, 15.7 ADA. So, and this is the requirement now we want to fill. The requirement we want to fill here is where is it? Okay, so we are filling in the requirements here, the rewards address. So all what you need to do is to go to your Uroi wallet, if it's Uroi you are using, or if it's Daedalus you are using, or Adalite, that's is the same process. So you go to receive. So once you go to receive, then so this is your wallet address. I hope you can all see it. So all what you need to do is to copy the address. You copy the address. So by clicking on these two vertical rectangles, you have copied the address like that. It will even notify you copied. So then what you need to do is to move back to the form. Then what you need to do is to paste. Please, and make sure you paste it gently. Don't add any text. Don't add any letter to it, because if you do, when it's time for payment, your payment will not come. So just whatever you have copied from your wallet, the address, make sure you just come and paste it like that, and don't touch anything there again. So you will see that the start of it starts with the ADDR1 they were talking about. So you see ADDR. So if your address doesn't start with ADDR, then you have to relook at it again and make the necessary adjustments. So once you are done, then we move to the next one, which is what? The levels. And now another thing about Fund10 is that now not everyone will be at the same level. So that is what we should take note of. So we have level 0 up to level 2. So whoever is going to access for the first time, or if you have not received rewards before, even from previous funding rounds, or maybe you received less rewards but you accessed plenty proposals, then it's likely you will start at level 0, because level 0 is for beginners, those who are starting the reviews for the first time, and also maybe previous funding rounds you didn't really assess well, or maybe you assess proposals less than 10 proposals. I think you are also likely to start from level 0 and climb. Yes, but what they are saying is that all these rules apply to only Fund10. So Fund 11, I'm sure maybe there may be different set of rules for that, but in Fund10, this is what we are going to. So here in this text box, I am not going to enter anything. So here you see do not edit. So please don't touch this column. You are not allowed to enter anything in there. So what they are saying is that to follow this link to learn more about these levels. That's fine. So this field will be updated with your level once the registration closes. It will show either level 0 or level 1. So good. So what will happen is that, so after the registration process to take part in the community reviews, now once the registration closes, that is where you will receive a notification either by email or on this platform of which level you are. So for now, I can't tell which level I will be, but maybe to some extent I can tell, depending on maybe my past assessments. If I actually did maybe my reviews over 60-70% was accepted, then definitely I am optimistic that I may be in level 1, but that is not mine to say for now. All right, so the same applies to the allocations as well. So you don't have to do anything here too. That's why they write do not edit. So you don't come and type anything in here. Once you do that, I don't know the action the administrators may take against you if you do that. Maybe possible they will say you don't follow instructions, and once you don't follow instructions, it's obvious you will not do a good job as a proposal reviewer, so they will take you off. So please, to be on the safer side, wherever they say do not edit, don't write anything there. All right, so then the final part here says that which of these definitions apply to you. So basically they want to know who you are. So if you are a developer, you can state. If you are an entrepreneur, you can state. If you are a teacher, so you can select the options from here. Whichever applies to you, you can actually select it. So if you are a developer, you are a community manager, a stake pool operator, or maybe other job description which is not covered, you can or you prefer not to say. Maybe some of you don't want to disclose. Maybe you are the world richest man, you are just lying down and money is falling into your pockets. Then you may decide not to disclose who you are, and that's also fine. There's provision for you. So once you are done, what you just need to do is to cross check to see whether everything is intact and in order. So once it's in order, then what you need to do is to submit. So you submit the form, so you get a notification, thank you for submitting. So once you submit, then you are cool to go. Once the registration is closed, then you are actually now qualified to review proposals either as a level 0 or level 1. All right, so we are done now. Then a quick one, then we look at some of the rules from the link I opened, and we take it from there. Or do you have a question? If you have a question now, you can also ask before I move to this section I want to introduce to you. Any question? Or I can proceed. Can I proceed? All right.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. Madam, is it Jessica? Okay, Madam Jessica.
Yes.
Yes.
I wanted to ask if the recording will be on YouTube because the beginning my network was just misbehaving, so I didn't get it from.
Yes, I'll work on it. Yes, and place it on YouTube. But I think the beginning, I hope you've done the registration.
No, please.
All right, okay, so that's fine. So once I put it on, you'll be able to catch up. All right, thank you. Okay, so let's continue. I hope you can still see my screen. Active campaigns. Can you see it?
Yes. Yeah, it's okay.
All right, okay. So once you have filled out the form, so maybe you want to see whether your form actually was, because I think that was also one of the questions on most of the WhatsApp pages. They said they have filled the form, but I don't know whether they really didn't see the notification message that says you have submitted successfully. But if you want to know whether your form was actually filled out well or submitted, then what you can do is to click on the initial of your name at the top right corner. So in my case, it's a C in a blue circle. I hope you can all see it at the top right corner. So you click on it, then You see the circle again, a big one here with your name. So mine is CTEL Ghana. So I'll click on that blue circle again with the initials, that is letter C on my distance. So I'll click on it. So it opens a different page for me with my activity stream. So I'll still locate this big C. I'll still locate the circle with the C. Then I'll now scroll down a bit. So you see profile details. So now, and the questions they asked, would you like to participate as a reviewer in the community review? So whichever answer you selected, it will show here. So in my case, I said yes, I want to be. But if it was no, if it's that I mistakenly selected no and submitted the form, then I can click on this edit. So you see I still have access to the form. So I'll click on this button, then now select the right option. I'll now come and select the right option here. So that is how you edit the form. Once the registration is still open, you can always edit the form. Then you still make your necessary corrections. Maybe you wanted to drop a particular one, then you just click on an X button, or you want to add more, then you can just add. Or maybe you want to change your wallet address, so you can just clear the one that is here. You can clear it, then now paste your new address that is still applicable. So, or maybe you mistakenly added some information to places where they said do not edit. Then what do you have to do? Then you have to you clear it, clear everything, then now submit again. So once you submit, it will take effect. But in my case, everything was done well, so I'll just cancel it. So you will check, so you'll be able to check, so you can check the preferred challenges you want proposals to be allocated to you. So then you also see your address that is also pasted. Then you also see which of these definitions apply to you, or which of these rules apply to you. Alright, so that is how you are able to check whether your registration actually went through. Once it is saved here, then it means your registration has gone through. Are we okay? Yes, so that is the process. Is it clear up to this point? So please don't be shy. We are not, like I said, some of us are already advanced. We have passed this stage. We know how to navigate through IDSK, but a lot of us on this call actually are going to do it for the first time. Though in some of our conferences you created the accounts already, but maybe you really didn't have an idea to how this is being done. So feel free and ask your questions.
A question in the chat, he says, the one who is when accesses will begin, it will be possible to change also profile information.
Okay, yes. No? Okay. Yes, so it's possible to change profile information. So like I was saying, let me just go back to that page. So you see there's a place for bio. Can you see bio? So that's your profile information. Okay, so this is not providing a full. Has there been an update? Okay, let me check from okay, so you can work on the display name, then you can change your avatar. Then what again? Let me just give me a moment to check this personal settings. let me see. Will that work? Okay, so you have the ability to change the name. The time zone. Okay, so you can still change your profile informations here. So you go to profile settings. So you can edit, so you can make changes to your display name. You can also manage your username, then or you can pick any of these avatars in place of this default one. Then other things too. So you can also add an email address. So yes, you can change your profile information. So it's possible. So the one who asked the question, are you okay with this now? Yeah, so it's possible to change. It's possible to change your profile information. All right, so you.
Okay, so let me ask one question.
Okay, doctor. I'm listening.
I'm having some small challenge there, I think, for some few days.
Okay.
When, after registering, when I try to open, it gives me a blank page all the time.
When you try opening idea scale.
Yeah, when I open the idea scale, it comes all right.
Okay.
So they ask me to enter my my email and then the password, right? So I'll enter.
Okay.
When I enter, supposed to open up the interface for me to now enter all the information that you are presenting on.
Okay.
But it continues to give me a blank page. It doesn't bring out the interface for me to actually, or particulars for me to enter all the information in there. So that's the challenge I'm actually facing.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay, then I don't know whether you are not really getting something. So maybe after the call, maybe we can I can get in touch with you so that we look at it from the back end. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Also, Lambon has a question.
Okay. Solomon, yes, we are hearing, we are listening.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. I actually wanted to add something to what the question our brother just asked.
Okay.
So, what with regards to his challenge, a friend of mine encountered such problem and the problem was actually from the phone search engine.
Okay.
So sometimes I'm sure it comes through from the internet connection or something like that.
Okay.
But she tried logging into a different phone and it was okay. Everything was fine.
Working. Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. Then
so I think if we can try logging maybe in a different phone, it will be okay.
Oh, okay. Yes, usually network issues can cause a lot of these things to also happen. Yeah, so I think that's also a good observation, and I think he's also listening, so maybe he will try those other options. If it doesn't work out, then I'll still get in touch with him, and we'll see how we resolve it. Thank you. Okay, so is that all, or can we proceed? All right, okay, so let's proceed. Okay, so it looks like I've closed my I've closed my page I was on. Okay, so let me just quickly log in. Alright, so I am logged in. So usually when you log in, this is the page you have access to. So I was saying I was going to show you something. Yes, so let's remember this. You know, from the, so usually you can always go to refer. There's no harm in going to refer. You can keep everything in your memory. So the challenges you selected, preferred challenges. So in my case, I selected startups and onboarding for students, products and integrations, developer ecosystems, the evolution. So take note of these challenges, because when proposals are going to be allocated to you, they are going to be allocated from the preferred challenges you selected. And now, after taking note of them, what you do is that you go back to currently, you see we are on the, you can use this, you are on the profile page. So you can just select the community landing page. So you just hit on it, community. So it will take you back to the first page you will see when you log in. Then now one of mine, so as you scroll down, you will see active campaigns. And the active campaigns are the same as the challenges, which we saw when we were filling out the form. So we have development and infrastructure, startups and onboarding for students. So in my case, I selected startup and onboarding for students. So what I have to do is that for you to be able to make a good assessment, you must first of all read to understand that particular challenge setting, what they require from proposers. If not, if you didn't read the campaign brief to know much about this challenge setting, I'm sorry, you are going to do hard work, and at the end of the day, your effort will not be incentivized or appreciated because you didn't follow the rules. So this is very important. So take note of it. All challenge settings you have selected as preferred places where they can allocate proposals to you to assess, please make sure you go to those challenge settings and read about the challenges over there. So in this case, I'm not going to read all of them. I'm just going to pick one. And in my case, startups and onboarding for students was part of the challenges. I said they can give me proposals there to read. So these are hyperlinks. So you can see my cursor has changed to a hand. That is a palm. So I'll just click on it to open the contents that is in it. So right now, I have opened it. So now we have ideas. So we have ideas, we have about, we have team, we have workflow. So the ideas here quickly gives you, once you click on the ideas there, it's going to give you access to people's proposals that have been added to that challenge setting from people. So you can see we have proposals here. So once you click on the ideas, please take notes, and so that once you are navigating through, you know where to go and where not to go, so that you don't get confused. So we have ideas here. So the ideas section gives you access to the proposals that have been submitted to this challenge setting. Okay, so but that is not what we are looking at right now. So what we are interested in is the about, because we are going to read on the requirements of startups and onboarding for students, because the requirements there will actually guide you to be able to review the proposals, because some proposals will be kept there which will deviate from the campaign brief or the overview of this particular startup and onboarding for students category. So if that happens, then with that you have a very good case to actually assess that proposal. Like, yes, this proposal shouldn't be in this category because it does not conform to the objectives or rules assigned to this particular challenge setting. All right, so the allocated funds here is 394,800 ADA. So all proposals that are going to be placed here, they are all fighting to get at least a chunk out of this amount of what? ADA. Yes, so and now to all the budgets are in ADA, not in dollars again. So they are all fighting to at least get funded from this. And this is the intro or the overview into startups and onboarding. How can we support student blockchain startups? So through Project Catalyst. And how can I increase the number of student catalyst proposers and blockchain engineers? So here what they are trying to tell us is that the proposals that will be coming in here should be to support students. So students who have no knowledge of Cardano or students who have knowledge of Cardano, how you can educate them and empower them to be able to take up the various opportunities that are on Project Catalyst to become proposers. That is, they are able to put in ideas to which can actually also get funding, or you are training them or educating them to become proposal reviewers, or you are training them to become D-reps, that is decentralized representatives, depending on maybe whether they are able to meet that criteria to become, or you are training them or educating them to become voters. So proposals that are coming in here should be on how to educate students or empower students, either face-to-face or online, or whichever medium you can have access to students effectively, to be able to engage them to become what? Proposers on Catalyst, so that they can also be able to what? Submit ideas. So that is the overview of the ideas or the proposals that should be kept here. So if you see a proposal here that is talking about developing a software to check climate change, among others, you see that is a good product, but it doesn't fit here. So that is why it is always important to read on the challenge brief or the campaign brief to know what kind of proposal should be here. So now the campaign brief actually gives a detailed overview of the type of proposals to be here. So the campaign brief for startups and onboarding for students is the purpose of this challenge category. So the purpose of this challenge category is to support student blockchain startups and onboarding to the community by limiting the proposers to what? Students. So here there's much emphasis on students. So the competition rate is lower than in other categories. So if you are a student here, so priority is given to you to put in proposals here, or you want to support students too, priority will be given to you here. And also by setting the budget cap to 39,480 ADA, there's a chance that at least 10 students will be able to raise funds. So at Catalyst, once you have successfully raised money, you can earn the trust of the community. So good. So here there's priority given to maybe approximately 10 students, or it can be more or even less, depending on the number of like the proposals that come in and their budget. Yes, so that will determine the number of proposals that may be funded under this category. So therefore, and once you get your first proposal funded and you are able to execute the project well, you see, you kind of build some trust in the Cardano community. So in other funding rounds, in the next funding, you are likely to get funding again to continue with your project. So usually that's why it's good to get funding for the first time, and once you do the work well and send your reports to the community in charge, then you are qualified to winning other funds again in other funding rounds. So to make this a success, first let's submit small proposals in this category and see if your idea has a need by the community. All right, so that is actually still explained. So proposals required by this challenge category. So one, student, entrepreneur, startup. So student entrepreneurs who already have a business idea to leverage blockchain and are looking for funding chance for their startup are encouraged to propose in this category. So if you have an idea and you want to leverage on blockchain technology, so this is the best place to put in a proposal. And as a proposal reviewer, so these are also some of the things you'll be looking out for in proposals. So is it coming from students or people who want to directly engage with what? Students. So these are some of the things you'll be looking out for. So we accept any development ideas as long as they utilize blockchain. However, if you suggest using the resources provided by Cardano, it will be easy to get support from the community. So maybe if you are a developer here and you want to put in a proposal, you are a student and you want to put in a proposal which will utilize Cardano resources, that one, very easy. You can get backing from the community. But if you are coming to access the funds to go and build on, maybe for example Solana, or to go and build on Ethereum, so that one to some extent you may not really get it very easy. Though it's possible you may get funding, but priority may be given to Cardano oriented projects as compared to other ecosystems. So and another requirement here is activities to foster student catalyst proposers and blockchain engineers. So I know most of even the projects will be coming from requirement 2. So increasing the number of student catalyst proposers and blockchain engineers will lead to the development of the Cardano ecosystem in the future. Specific examples for educating them include holding seminars, creating and translating content, forming a community hub, and so on. So let's make use of your experience and position to promote what student. So you'll be seeing a lot of proposals that will be coming from maybe already knowledgeable people about people who know much about Cardano. So you see that their proposals will be talking about holding conferences to educate more students to become more Cardano or catalyst oriented, so that they'll also be able to put in proposals. So once you begin to see proposals from these two categories, then you should know proposers are actually adhering to the rules of the startup and onboarding challenge. All right. So then now we have participation conditions. So the proposer or one or more of the team members must be students, even high school and graduate students. So if you are putting in a proposal here, at least maybe one of your proposals should maybe be a student. Maybe the person is still in school, so it can be high school or even in the university. So that is still fine. So once you are putting in a proposal there, at least add a student there, or if you yourself, the proposer, you are a student, then that is also fine. A student educating other students to take up the role, so that will also be helpful. Is somebody asking a question? I can hear some talking from the background. Or we can continue. All right, so let's continue. Okay, so So in order to prove the identity of the student, write the name of the school to which you belong and the email address for the school in the fields for the related experience or team introduction. So I think as proposal reviewers, so you should look out for maybe the team. So to actually see that as part of the team, maybe there's this student there with his details. Maybe he's still in school, which school, and maybe the year. So once you see all this there, then you can upload the proposal for actually adding all that about the team. So maybe I think they have an example here, I guess. So teams in this challenge category, maybe the name is Isa Ichakawa. So 21-year-old junior at Waseda University in Japan, a Cardano ambassador, Catalyst Fund 6, 8 Razor, Catalyst Fund 9 challenge team member. Good. So the team, you should see something like this there. Maybe as part of the team members, a student is actually part with these details of the person. So maybe the person may not provide all these details, maybe like a Telegram handle or so, but maybe the person might provide Twitter, Facebook, a Gmail account, a Gmail address. That's fine. So and once proposers captures this, then you can upload them for this and also constructively criticize them if they really didn't get other parts correct. So that is how. So you have to go through the campaign brief of the challenge setting you want to assess the proposals from. So now once you understand the challenge brief or the campaign brief very well, you can now proceed to the ideas. Then now if you want, you can still be reading around ideas while you wait for. You still have 15 hours, so proposers still have 15 hours to submit in their proposal before it closes. So it will close tomorrow by this time, or it would have been closed. So you can now come and click on what do you call it, this proposal. So the topics you see there: entrepreneurship made easy with college students. So that's somebody's proposal. So if you want to read more, you just click on it, then you read more about that proposal. So you read about that proposal, and if you want to give a kudos to maybe you read a proposal and you think it is fine, you can just give a kudos to that proposal by just clicking on the hand sign. Then you'll be able to give a kudos to that proposal. So this is the proposal you read, and once you see that it's in alignment with the requirements from the campaign brief or the about, then you are cool to actually assess the proposal. So that is, so make sure you read the campaign brief, and that one you get it at the about side. And once you are okay with the about, then you go to ideas, then now read from there. All right, so that is a very important instruction you should never forget, so that you now start reading while you wait for your proposals to be allocated to you. All right, so so there are a lot. You can always select them. You can select them and read. Okay, so I'll also place what do you call it? I will place I'll place my distance. So I'll place my proposal link here. It's Ambassador Campus Tour. Ambassador Campus Tours. So you can feel free to read my proposal, and you can also give some kudos to it. At least your kudos will count. So this is my proposal. Ambassador Campus Meetup Tours. Good. So I think I'll just open it and share the link on the page. You can give some kudos. Kudos is just clicking here. It's like liking it. And if you want to comment on it too, you can also comment. So I'll put it on our chat box. Then you can just give it a kudos, okay? So let me see the kudos flow for this proposal so that we can continue doing what we are doing. All right, yeah, so at least we are about 25 here, but if you've given a kudos to it already, don't do it again. But if you have not given a kudos to the proposal, you can do that. This is my proposal, so it's under Catalyst Open. Yeah, somebody just gave a kudos. All right, so that's fine. So so you can read through the proposal, and if you also want, I think you still have an opportunity to comment on the proposal. So if you want to comment, you can just go to the bottom of the proposal. You will see comments, then you add your comments. So I've received some few comments from people. Yes, so you can also comment. You can give your comments or things that need to be added. You can also write it here, and that will be fine. Okay, so that is it. I hope we are okay now navigating through idea scale. Are we okay? So that we can move to we spend maybe, I don't want to use the entire, we'll have a part 2 session, so that I know I've already overloaded you with much basics, but which is actually helpful. Yes, so I don't know whether there's a question. Are we okay with navigating through what do you call it? Idea scale, editing or filling out the form, and also navigating to the challenge, the various challenge settings, reading about what is required of that challenge setting, and then reviewing, now going to read proposals. Are we okay up to that point? If you are okay, just give a thumbs up, or on the chat box you can just type 1 on the chat box if you are okay. All right, that's fine. But if you have a question, please feel free to ask. Don't be shy. Here we don't know shyness. If you are shy, you are only disadvantaging yourself. So if you have any question, you can ask. That's why it's a beginner workshop. All right, Abdulaziz, your hand is up. So you can talk. If you are talking to, we can't hear you. It's like you are muted. Abdulaziz, your hand is up. We can't hear you. Or if you can't talk to and you want to type the question, you can type it in. My friend Boaz will read it for me in case I'm getting lost. Okay, so let's look at something small. Jessica, okay, your hand is raised, so let's hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I wanted to ask
Yes.
the proposals and the campaigns where you said we should allocate the campaigns we want to access. So
We should
assuming
allocate what? Please say it again. Say it
like
again. Let me be clear with your question. Uh-huh.
I said,
Yes.
the part you said we should like put our challenges there, the challenges we want to access,
Yes.
their proposals.
Yes.
So in case we put a challenge there and if you like you put a challenge, then later you are assessing it, you can't assess like you couldn't assess a proposal in a challenge. I hope
Yes.
it's not going to affect anything.
No,
I
it
don't know
will
if you
not.
are
It
if
will
you can
not. It will
understand.
not affect you, as in you will not be penalized. You will not be penalized for
Ah,
that. But what will happen is that,
okay.
maybe like instead of getting rewards for those other ones, you wouldn't get rewards since you didn't assess them. But there wouldn't be
Okay.
any punishment for you for not assessing all your proposals.
Refusing and not assessing. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So, yeah, Abdulaziz.
All right. I want to find out when are they starting the proposal reviewing?
The proposal assessment. Are you saying when we are starting the proposal assessment?
Yes, please, the assessment.
Okay, so I think I have. Let me see whether I can show. Can you see my screen? Hello. All right. So
Can be
this is
seen.
the Fund10 timeline. So timeline for Fund10. So the announcement was on May 24th. The launch of Fund10 was 21st.
A moment, please. Jessica, your hand still raised. Do you have another question? Apart from that, I can see in the chat, in actual propositions for Fund10, they put also something about the metadata or sustainable development objects. Now, I want to ask if we will have to assess about that also. That's the question in the chat.
Okay, so in actual propositions for Fund10, they put also something about the metadata or sustainable development object. Now I want to ask if you will have to assess about that also. Was that provision made in the form? If there's no challenge like that, setting where you can pick from, then I'm not sure assessment there will be open for everybody. But if it is there, if it's there as a challenge, then it means the community, the entire community who choose that setting to review will be able to review from there. But if it's not captured there, then I'm not sure it will be made open for everyone to access from. Have I answered your question, Olivia?
I think he's okay.
All right, okay. Okay, so now we are going to look at the guidelines, but we are not going to look at everything. I'm just going to show you where to get the guidelines to read from, so that the next meetings will now explain that one too in detail. But I'm going to give an overview of what is required of. So if you want to get the guidelines to read, because some of you have been sending messages to me that you need the guidelines. So some of you, I think, have sent the links to you, but you can also have access to the guidelines from Idea Scale. So let's see how you do that. So you still click on your account name with the initial. Mine is a C, so I still click on it. Then it opens my activity stream page. Then I scroll down to profile details. So the profile details, let's assume I am editing, though I'm not going to make any changes there, but I'll click on the edit. So now I move to the top. So now the question was, would you like to participate as a reviewer in the community review stage? Now I'm not saying come and change anything here. No, there's a YouTube video here which you can click on to watch.
We can make an intermission.
So here
so we
they
have two
are
outstanding
actually
items left, and then
explaining. They are actually explaining the community review registration from the Catalyst project, Catalyst Weekly Town Hall. So town halls are meetings that are always held for community members to join and learn more about what is happening in the Cardano Catalyst community. All right, so they ask you to watch the video, and also there's another link here. So if you want, you can copy the link, and so you can just share or watch later. So you can share with that one, you get access to the link, you can share it somewhere, you can watch the video later. Please don't be lazy to watch long videos. They are helpful, especially when you want to know more, so that you don't, assessment will not start and you are now asking questions. How do I do this or do that? Yeah, so watch the video, you understand. And also you can see we have here follow this link to find out more how you can participate as a community reviewer. So you click on follow this link, so it will open a new tab for you. I hope you can all see the tab. Can you see it? Can you see the document, how to participate in community reviews? Can you all see it? So now you have access to all the guidelines. So you see they are in like content, more or less like a table of content. So if you want to maybe start from scratch, you can start from what is Project Catalyst. You want to know more about Project Catalyst, then you can click on, they are all hyperlinks, so you can click on what is Project Catalyst, then you read more about Project Catalyst. Then from there you can come to Fund10. So, and it has two sections. So we have Fund10 timeline. So Fund10 launches 21st June 2023 or 2023. So then so proposal submission was opened on the 22nd, which is still in place, and the deadline will be what, 13th. The deadline for proposal submission is what, 13th July at 11 UTC. So I think that will be 11 a.m. so tomorrow. So that is the timeline. Then June 29th, that was when the registration we just did during the start of this conference call or this meeting. So 29th July was when it was open. So the start of the community reviewers registration lasts for what, 4 weeks, ending on the 17th of July. Okay, so we still have like 4 or 5 days to register to take part as a community reviewer. So the deadline will be on the 17th of July. All right, so Then proposal submission, the deadline ends tomorrow. So if you have a proposal and you have not submitted yet, after tomorrow 11 UTC, you will not be able to submit. Then the deadline for the community review registration, which we just did, will be 17th, the same 11 o'clock UTC. So please, let's take note of these deadlines. If you have not registered yet, or maybe you want a friend to register, they still have from now to 17th to do so. Then so here becomes the reviews. The reviews will actually start I think, is it from the 17th or so? Okay, so it's from July 20th through to August 20th. So this is when the reviews will actually start. From the timeline, so the reviews will start on the 20th. So level 0, level 1 reviews will start on the 20th. I know the level 2, that is the moderation, will be almost the last one to be done. Yes, and so ours will start from 20th onwards. So you still have from now to 20th to be reading around the challenge settings to understand more, and also maybe start going through some proposals to familiarize yourself with the process even before it starts, so that once your proposals are allocated to you, you will be able to do a good or a great job. Yeah, so that is the document. Then Fund10, we also have Fund10 parameters. So that one too, you can read. So the parameters simply are the amount of ADA allocated for the various challenges, because beneath here, funds under control. Yes, so and the entire Fund10, I think Catalyst has been released with 50 million ADA from the treasury. So we are working with 50 million ADA. So, and this 50 million ADA, I think that's almost like $8.something million. So that will cater for proposals that will be funded, that will cater for voting, and that will also cater for incentivizing the various reviewers from level 0 to level 1, to level 2. Then I think we also have something called proof of achievement or so. I think that's also an incentivized role. So if you want to submit a proposal to, you can read on it how to submit a proposal. The proposal guide is there. Then we have scoring guidance for proposal. So we have the scoring guidance for proposal. So they are going to be scored based on, I think that during previous funding rounds, they were scored on impact, feasibility, and auditability, but now it's impact, feasibility or capability, then resources and value for money. But we are not going to look at this today. I'm not going to talk about this today. We have already covered a lot. I think I'll just schedule the next meeting to maybe in some few days, so that we can be able to catch up with all this, so that we can start the process. So we also have how to register as a voter. So if you have maybe you have some ADA, some bags of ADA, and you want to register as a voter, the guidelines are also here to read on. So voter register minimal requirements, wallet registration guide. So if you want to register as a voter too, you can follow the guide to do so. Or maybe if there's time, I may create a video on it, and those of you who want to register to take part, then you can do so. Then voting registration minimal requirement. Yeah, so I think it still works like other rounds. So you need a minimum of 500 ADA in your wallet to be able to register. And the voting app too, you can get it from Android and from the App Store. Then how to become, so that this is where much of our focus is, how to become a community reviewer. So so like I was saying, we have from level 0 to what, level 2. So we have so this page explains the steps and key information to join the community review stage. So you can read on these instructions for now if you don't understand anything, but just read on them, so that our next meeting we'll now tackle it into detail, and then also look at some other few roles, and will be cool to start the review process. So that is how you get the link. You just go to the editor. If you want, I will place it on the chat. Those of you who don't want to go there and pick it up, so you just, so I've placed it on the chat. You can copy it maybe and save it somewhere, or open it so that you can start reading the guidelines, because it's very important. So once you read and you understand the role as, so once you read it and understand the your role, then automatically it will become easy when the assessments start, or when the reviews start. So please don't go and sleep over the document, and also watch the YouTube video as well, and you'll be cool to go. So we have spent much time, and this is on the internet. This is an online meeting. It's not advisable to keep it prolonged like that. So I will stop here. Any question at all you have, you can ask, so that we end up, I'll reschedule another meeting so we can progress or advance.